Oh, I just want to be your friend. Just want to be your friend. I was watching The Toy yesterday. Y'all remember that movie, The Toy with Richard Pryor? I was watching that yesterday. I ain't seen. That's my first time watching The Toy high as an adult. I ain't seen that movie in over a decade. I mean, and longer than that. And I still remember almost every word to it. That's reality. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. But yeah, I was just watching The Toy. That was my shit when I was a kid. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. We are going to talk about why delineate. There's actual tangible proof to show delineation is working. And if you're not Black American, I'm not over here. This isn't one of those pile on tether type shows. It's not. We're just reporting the news. And then we're going to break and go into. We're going to talk about the culture of hip hop and why it's failing. What's up, Hearttunes? What's up, Willie Mays? What's up, Allstale, Ronnie, Mr. Smoke, Cornell, Sly, Lady Flawless? I appreciate all y'all for joining. Markeith. Yes, sir. Sherelle, appreciate all y'all for joining. What's up, Lady Hotel? We're about to break this down. Why delineation works and why it's been working and how to basically keep it going, you know? And then again, like I said, we're gonna talk about the music situation and all that. So buckle up, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Let me see here. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to type something in. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I just had to get the thing up. All right, there we go. So let's start out talking about the whole thing with delineation. Um go to dewambi.com. Oh, quick housekeeping. I will be we're gonna do a Patreon tomorrow for all of you on the reading level. We're gonna do a reading Patreon, do some more reading in how this year is closing out and what to expect going into next year. And I will be answering questions to all of you who are on the Patreon live. So look through that. Look for that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Us to do a reading show over on Patreon. And Sunday on Patreon on the Music University level, we are going to have a Q&A. We're going on Christmas break. A lot of people are going to be bouncing around the next couple weeks. So for the next couple weeks, we're going to be on Christmas break for the Music University. But we still will have a class, and we will do a Q&A 10 a.m. Sunday morning Pacific Standard Time. So 2 levels of Patreon, card reading level, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday for the Music University level, and then higher, 10 a.m. Sunday. We will be having some stuff. And this past week, it was a bunch of uploads of Patreon, so y'all got a lot of good content over there on Patreon for y'all to join and be a part of right now. I and again, and salute to the Blue Note. Salute to the Blue Note Jazz Club. I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get in here. Salute to the Blue Note Jazz Club. It was a great night last night. Robert Glasper live. Y'all know I fucks with Robert Glasper heavy. His music. That's me with Justin Tyson. I think Justin Tyson, him and Chris David, my two favorite drummers of today. Justin Tyson was there on drums last night. You know what I mean? Layla Hathaway was there. Man, you know Layla Hathaway, she literally has the voice of God. God damn, that woman could sing. They'd have to make her sing her motherfucking ass off. It was good. Backstage with Robert Glasper. That shit was fun. And then we had the RZA from the Wu-Tang in the building. The RZA was in the building. And so it was a lot of music gods in the house last night. I was surrounded by different levels of music godship last night. Well, that was that was this past Sunday at the Blue Note. This was last night at the Blue Note. Robert Glasper. Who said jazz is dead? What? Who said jazz is dead? What? FBA culture, delineation. And then we got a Justin Tyson drum solo right here. Come on, Justin. Where my drummers at? Where my drummers at? Where my drummers at? Who said Black American music is dead? What? Who said Black American music was dead? What? This Isaiah Sharkey on guitar. If you know about Isaiah Sharkey, then you know. That's a cold motherfucker right there, boy. Who said Black American music is dead? What? This is what live music does, yo. Had Layla Hathaway. Come on now. God damn. That's some singing. And then Thought Crime's favorite rapper, Snoop the Thought Crime, Lupe Fiasco is on stage. Lupe, I don't give a fuck what y'all say about politically. Lupe can rap his ass off. So yeah, a beautiful night in music last night at the Blue Note and also at the Sunrose. I was at two different venues last night. Watching some up and coming singers at the Sunrose and then watching the established artists over at the Blue Note. So great night. Our music is in great shape. We just have to pay attention to where the good music is coming from. And people are always asking me about, where do I go to find new jazz? I just say trust Blue Note. Trust the Blue Note record label. When Blue Note Blue Note, in my opinion, is probably the greatest record label in American history. Of all of America, because it's been around since the 50s. And Blue Note has been the primary sound record label cataloging Black American classical music, otherwise known as jazz. From Sonny Rollins to Miles Davis to Robert Glasper, they've all been on Blue Note. To Derek Hodge, to Herbie Hancock, they've all come through Blue Note. So if you're looking for some jazz and some modern jazz, just look up the Blue Note record label and you'll find them. Theo Crocker, they're all over the place, all right? All right, so let's get into it now. We got over 200 of y'all in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We are getting started, at the 10-minute mark on the dot. So anyway, this is the topic of today. Delineation works. I don't know if y'all been noticing it, but lately in the news, there's been a lot of, there's been a lot of fraud and shit going on. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of fraud. And back in the day, it's been fraud in Somali community and in Haitian communities and Nigerian communities. And for the first time, the news is making people hold their own nuts when it comes to their issues. Back in the day, those crimes were always black crimes. They were always counted statistically and seen as black crimes. Versus when, at the same time, when any of these groups do something good, their group gets promoted. If it's a Nigerian or a East African or an Aboriginal Australian, I don't know. Wherever people come from, they've always gotten the credit for what they did good. But black people took the shit of what went wrong. And that's not fair. And I know people have been crying, saying that, oh no, if the police see us, they ain't gonna know the difference. They will when you turn on your accent. So this is about time. Because and especially me, I would see an accomplishment for a Nigerian and say this is a win for black people. I would see an accomplishment for a Dominican or a Jamaican or a brother or sister raised in the UK. And I would always say that's a win for black people. And I still say that privately. I don't hate when anybody from the diaspora gets a win. I love seeing Trinidadians, people from Costa Rica, from the Congo, from South Africa. I still love seeing y'all win. Y'all wins don't threaten me in any way, shape, or form. I still personally love it. The issue has always been when people win, they delineate themselves from us. They say this is a win for the Caribbean. This is a win for Turks and Caicos. This is a win for the Virgin Islands. This is a win for the Moroccans. This is a win for the Somalians, the Ethiopians, the Eritreans, and all that shit. And that's fine. But when it was a loss on black people, black America. And that was one of the primary reasons for us pushing for delineation. If you're going to delineate, let's delineate all the way. If you're going to have Nigerian Day at a HBCU, how the hell do you have a delineated a specific day at a HBCU? I can understand at a white college, but Howard? I thought we was all black. You got people coming in all off topic. Somebody said there's no such thing as Latin jazz. Yes, there is. We created it, but there is a thing. So that's what we see. Me no black, I feel in the blank. What's up, Star? Sean C77. Me no black, I feel in the blank. And fill in the blank, whatever country, fill in the blank. I know black. My head are no nappy. My head are wavy. My head are wavy. I know black. I Dominican. My head are wavy. Y'all be coming with accents out of nowhere, talking normal, talking like us, talking all normal, and then we be like, yeah, man, I wanna, I'm going for celebrating the 4th of July, and y'all be like, man, why y'all celebrating that holiday, man? I'm not gonna celebrate that because I'm Jamaican, Bumba Clot, Ross Clot. And it'd be like, where that accent come from? You was just talking normal. They be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down to the store. Man, I'm gonna get some gas, and then so you go to the gas. I went to the gas station, and the person in the gas station had an attitude, and I said, "Me Jamaican, you don't have an attitude, Roscott, blah 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 blah." And you be like, "Nigga, I ain't know you speak patois. Where the fuck? Where that come from? Am I lying? That should be surprising." Or like you be in L.A. around the Mexicans and they be, oh yeah, we black, yeah, Holmes, and people of Latin descent, yeah, and everything is good, man. What's up, bro? Yeah. Then they get to rolling their R's. I'm going down Crenshaw. They be like, they get around their family, they around us. You see people, they be around us, they be talking around, I'm going down Crenshaw Boulevard. They go around their family. I drove down Crenshaw. They be like, nigga, when you start rolling your R's? The fuck going on here? So I want to point out a few areas to where we can see the proof that delineation is working. All right. I was looking at this earlier. I was looking at this story. There was this story that came out in the news the other day, and it was 2 Haitians in Massachusetts have been criminally charged trafficking $7 million worth of food stamp benefits. This would have been just a year and a half ago. This would have been 2 black people. Listen to the story.
Elise May for large-scale SNAP benefit trafficking, a scheme that turned a program designed to feed families into a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise. SNAP benefits are also known as food stamps. The defendants are charged with 1 count of food stamp fraud. As alleged in the charging documents, these men abused one of the government's most critical safety net programs for their own financial gain. This is taxpayer money meant to keep people from going hungry. These defendants decided to take it for themselves. These defendants exchanged SNAP benefits for cash, which they pocketed. Bonner, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Haiti, owned the Jesuela Variety Store. Elise May, a lawful permanent resident also from Haiti, owned the Saul Mache Mixe store.
All this is showing is America is getting the message. America is getting the message. Then you had the thing with Trump. And Trump, look, you see how he's going after Somalians, not black people. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. And this was part of the other reason why we've been delineating, talking about let everybody own their shit. I mean, Trump even said the other day, he was like, and their country stinks. That shit was funny as hell. Now, you might be asking me, why is this important? Let me tell you why it's important. It's not important because of what white people think or non-black people. I don't care what they think. The people who don't like you are going to think whatever they think. This is not your job, black folks, to convince people to see the world in a certain to make people have a particular worldview. Where it does matter is our perception of self. One thing about us culturally, we've never accepted the ratchet shit. We've never even fully accepted the gangster shit. That's some shit that was all pushed on us. A lot of the stuff, the degeneracy we've been having in our, seeing like run rampant in our community this last 20 years especially, we've never totally been cool with it. We haven't. But we would accept a Nicki Minaj as ours because she was black. You know what I mean? We would accept these Cardi B's and these degenerates in our culture. Why? Because, hey, they black. And then we would always say, okay, what's gone wrong with us? What's happened to our society? Through delineation, we found that not all, because I'm not here to say we perfect. We still got a lot of fucked up shit within our society. I'm not going to be the one saying that our stuff was clean. No, the hell it wasn't. But our unclean house got dumped with a hell of a lot more dirt. So now the stories go higher and higher of our degeneracy. But when something good happens, you never see people say, this is the black American in me. Because black Americans, we just like, hey, black people, we don't care. We don't care where the fuck y'all from. We all the same. So we would just take it on and just take it. But then when we started seeing other people get theirs, they would always give specific credit to their group. And a lot of black Americans grow up feeling like, damn. You know what I mean? You like, if you, it's like, it's like a child or a youth. It's the whole lie of omission. It's the omitting things. You very rarely never see positivity associated with black America. Word association. Look at what happened with Carmelo Anthony when he got accepted into the Hall of Fame. Raised by a black American mom in Baltimore around nothing but black Americans. But when he goes into the Hall of Fame, he gives credit to a man that unfortunately passed away when he was too young and didn't raise him, but because he's Dominican or Puerto Rican or whatever. Carmelo Anthony gives all this credit to his Puerto Rican side, but that's part of the mental side. Like, I was able to see why and how he could do something like that. Because we all were around in the 90s. We were all around in the 2000s. Let's not lie. Women were looking for the wavy head Puerto Rican niggas. That was just a fact. And the fellas was looking for the Puerto Rican, the non-black women. You can see it all through hip hop. All the niggas got, especially in New York and here in LA, all the niggas got non-black baby mamas. Almost all them motherfuckers. Let's not lie. It was all about the exotic look. It was all about getting somebody that looked exotic. Somebody that looked a little bit different. A black man couldn't wait to have a Puerto Rican or Dominican on his arm. We can't act like that dynamic did not exist. That was a fact in the 90s and the 2000s. And it's still a fact with a large amount of us now, if we're going to tell the whole truth. We just started to become aware of the delineation within the last 10 years. So that's where I always have to point out where we went wrong, because the first thing you can correct is your behavior. You know, correcting somebody else's behavior or action or reaction is cool, but you can't control somebody else. What you can control is in-house. And we got to acknowledge missteps and mistakes made in the past. And it's not to say that it's a mistake to have somebody that's interracial. Look, man, if you fall, I'm not a hard liner. If you fall in love with somebody interracially, y'all have baby, I'm not gonna. You ain't gonna see me judging you. I don't give a fuck. I just all I know is I'm married, and marriage is hard as fuck. You dig what I'm saying? Marriage is hard. Being with one woman is hard. It's so complicated. It's so hard and complicated. I don't have the energy to give a fuck about yours. Not that I don't like you, but my energy is spent on making sure my shit is right. So you don't see me going around saying, you shouldn't, you shouldn't, you shouldn't. I'll be sitting back like, God damn, how you make these women happy. God shit. Anybody out there married with a woman know what I'm talking about. This shit is work. Too much work to be worried about you. You know what I mean? Umar could talk all day about what somebody else needs to do. He's single. He ain't got nothing to figure out. But I'll tell you this, my wife is foundational Black American. All four of her grandparents were born here. So I walk it like I talk it. You dig? And she a nice dark brown skin too. My wife is not ambiguous to nothing. You look at her, oh yeah, she black. Both her parents from Alabama. You dig? So that's how I walk it like I talk it. But I'm not here to sit here and say you shouldn't do this because I know people who've had interracial babies, and those youngsters turned out to be some great people. Great people. Matter of fact, one of the shows I was at last night, I was at Stoney's show. My man Stoney, he from New York. You know, his wife, his daughter, his daughter's mom is Cape Verdean. But man, they turned out a beautiful family. You know what I mean? And so I ain't gonna judge their interracialness because what he produced was amazing. You dig what I'm saying? Amazing family. So I'm not about to sit back and be like, woo. Yeah, Relax said, yeah, I'm sorry on behalf of women. Yeah, relationships are indeed hard work. Yeah, they are. Jeez. So anyway, but the issue has been the lack of reciprocity. Is black when good? I mean, black when bad. My individual ethnic group when good. And so, since that delineation has already been in practice for a long time, Black Americans are now just acknowledging a delineation that's always existed. The only difference is before we wouldn't acknowledge it. We would be like, oh, we're all the same, we're all the same, we're all the same. Meanwhile, people delineating from us left and right. So now these people are having to hold their own nuts when it comes to Trump kicking them out. And I want to say something very clear. No, I don't. I'm not with the scamming. Black Somalians got away with like what they said. They said over $1 billion so far. Was it $1 billion? Look at this. U.S. attorney fraud likely exceeds $9 billion in Minnesota-run Medicaid services. I'm not with that. First off, ain't no black Americans gonna get away with ain't gonna be no billion behind nothing that our fraudsters get away with. Cause we got fraudsters too. I'm not gonna here and say we perfect. Nah, we got some scumbag, dusty, dirty, bitch ass fraudsters too. I don't like them either. If you're a fraudster, you can go to hell. Fuck you. Even if you black American, kiss everybody in here's all whole ass. Okay. So you don't get a pass just because you Black American and you a fraudster. But Black American fraudsters ain't gonna get away with no $9 billion goddamn dollars either. That shit gonna get stuck. That's gonna get stopped at 90,000. If the black scheme gets to 900,000, everybody and their cousin is gonna be locked up. And for the 900,000 black people still, all 900,000 is going to be spent still in this country, in this economy. Hell, some of them black Americans might even send me a super chat. Most of this money is going back to Ethiopia. I mean, to Somalia. Y'all sending most of this shit back home. I pay taxes and it's Medicare and Medicaid services. What about our elders that don't have another country to go home to? That's taking money from our elders. And okay, y'all might say, oh, those are white people. Well, them white folks pay taxes too. Shit, I'd rather see, I'm all about whatever money we create, staying as much of it here as possible. That's how you grow an economy. Yo, well, it's what? No, yeah, well, at least if the white folks got it, the money would have stayed here. Okay? And not get sent off to some third world country. We'll deal with our people in house. You coming over here doing this shit, this ain't cool. This ain't cool at all. So then you got the Haitian with the 7 million. That's a lot of goddamn money. Do white folks have this level of scheming? Yes. If the Somalis got away with $9 billion in scheming, that means some white folks probably got away with $30 billion in scheming. That's probably true too. But that's in-house American problems. And that shit ain't gonna get thrown on black Americans when they get discovered. The issue is y'all shit get thrown on us, and we know we ain't nowhere in hell we can get away with that much fraud. No way in hell. But we suffer the consequences. And we're just tired of it. We're just tired of it. What's up, Brooke? Yeah, hit the Cash App, y'all. He said, 2,000, we are definitely going to the penitentiary. Right. $2,000. Go to jail, nigga. How in the hell did y'all get away with $9 billion? Come on, man. So let them, if you commit the crime, you got to do the time. And if that means time out of this country, so be it. You did it to yourself. I don't believe in fraud. Y'all know me, I'm a square. I don't even like gangbangers. And I'm from LA. I'll be the first. I got a rule, man. I don't go to gang. I've had a rule I've had since the 90s. I don't go to gang member funerals. Hell no. Especially back in the 90s. Man, please. Especially back in the 90s. I remember it was in the 2000s. Y'all ever been, and I'm going to get to the next part. If you black in LA, you got family right here at the Inglewood Cemetery, right next to the Forum. If you black in LA, you got family right here at Inglewood Park Cemetery. I got dozens on both sides of the family here in Inglewood Park Cemetery. Mostly everybody I know that's gone to the great beyond is buried here at Inglewood Park Cemetery. All right? And I remember one day, it was somebody I knew that got that had a funeral here. We're talking like 2001, 2002. I worked over here. Why is this shit frozen? Why is this shit frozen? There we go. I worked over here in Inglewood at the bank. I worked right here, Manchester and Locust. I just remember one day seeing all these police cars zooming down the street. Zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. They was going to the Inglewood Park Cemetery. Why? It was a gangster funeral that led to a gangster shootout. It would always be one set having a funeral over here, another set having a funeral over there, and motherfuckers be having shootouts in the cemetery. And I remember one of my homeboys had died, and I didn't go to the funeral. I went to work instead. And it was like well over like 200 bullets was shot out because these niggas was shooting at Inglewood Park Cemetery. I don't fucking go to gangster funerals. I don't give a fuck how much I love you. I only went to one gangster funeral, and that was my cousin. And that shit was blooded out. I was like, God damn. You black American? Cool. You was in a gang? I ain't going to your funeral. I don't believe in that shit at all. You signed up for that. I didn't sign up to be a gangster. You did. So when you go lay to rest, the last time I saw you is the last time I see you. So I'm not over here to give any kind of passes, making it very clear. I don't give passes to black Americans on the bullshit. You on the bullshit, you can suffer your own bullshit. And I stand 10 toes down on that. Hell nah. Get the fuck out of here. Humanes, appreciate the super chats. And now they're talking about denaturalizing foreign-born citizens. I'm with that. I'm with that. If you ain't been a solid American, nah. And this ain't about no xenophobia. I love my country, and I'm cool with immigrants. Just the ones that come over here to get it, honestly. The immigrants that come over here to work, honestly, to get it in, honestly, to be fair. Those who come in to assimilate to the community and show love and respect, I love you back, and I welcome you here. No issues at all. But if you come here to scam, I don't like you. I don't give a fuck what color you are. Black, white, Latino, Asian, you a scammer, fuck out of here. We don't need you. I don't like you or your family if you a scammer. Get out of here. And that transitions us to my next topic I want to talk about. Y'all ready to talk about some hip hop? I saw this video the other day, and it made me think of something. Hip hop media.
Y'all should.
I want to play this clip from hip hop media, and then I'll play this. And we're going to talk about why hip hop is dead. All right? Listen to this, and then we're going to talk about why hip hop is dead or dying.
A lot of these hip hop channels is dying.
They're fucking dead. Y'all shit is dying, bro.
Yeah, because all that hood, street shit, and all that.
That shit's out.
How is it that the movie industry, the music industry, you have Diddy and Epstein, politicians, like all these people are starting to go down, right? Why?
Big tech is flexing.
This is a whole new ballgame. Oh, it's like, oh, y'all think human beings are still going to be in control. We're going to have our AI running everything.
Yeah.
And everybody going to be a slave.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all just stay at home and go eat your Campbell soup.
Yeah, and do nothing. Look at the hip hop pages. Just look at all these hip hop pages. They're talking about the same shit.
That shit sounds.
They ain't got no, like, that shit is done. We want to have real conversation. People have spoken. What else can y'all talk about?
Your time's up.
It's kind of gay to just talk about men all day.
And tell stories.
Tell stories. Hey, what did so-and-so do around the corner, around the block? Y'all talking about men all day.
Men all day long. Oh yeah, so he had a problem with you, and you're broke.
That's gay.
and that's gay.
How about we talk about the economy? Because that affects your life. Talk about the lawmakers. How about that? Talk about the government. Let's talk about some real shit going on, like trafficking. All these people who you're talking about has kids. You guys don't worry about your kids?
You can talk about music, but like this shit somehow turned into gang this, gang that. It's like, bro, who jailed this, jailed that? It's like, this is some CIA shit. These hip hop pages are fucking projects.
That I would listen to that. Salute to the channel Doggy Diamonds. Like 2 nights ago, Doggy Diamonds had a topic talking about something similar about these hip hop podcasts and what's going on with especially the New York hip hop podcasters, and how you have all these old ass New York rappers that fought against each other. They motherfuckers basically killed off hip hop, and now they're over here into the podcasting world trying to eat up all the podcast budgets and kill off the podcast. It's like the New York hip hop guys cannibalized New York hip hop with their inter-fighting. You know, Jay-Z versus Nas, Cameron and the whole Dipset beefing, 50 Cent getting shot at, Murder Inc. and all them coming together to box 50 Cent out. And all Markman Smith, I appreciate the cash app. Appreciate the cash app, Markman Smith. And you saw Doggy Diamonds, but Doggy Diamonds is from New York. You know what I mean? I appreciate his podcast. I'm not going to play too much of his podcast because I didn't timestamp the parts that I want to get to. But make sure y'all go to Doggy Diamonds TV and go to his podcast. He did a great job of breaking down a lot of the borough fights. Because I don't really know the boroughs like that. I just see New York. I don't give a fuck if you're from Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Harlem. That's all the same shit to me. It's just a little ass island with a bunch of tall ass buildings. So I don't give a fuck. So I don't get into the intricacies of all this shit. But I'm the same way with LA. Compton, LA, same shit to me. You're not gonna see me be like, oh, he's from Inglewood, he's from Compton. Nigga, both of you niggas watch KCAL 9 News when somebody gets shot. So that means you from LA. So I don't play all this little internal, no disrespect to y'all in New York, but y'all a little ass island. I don't give a fuck if it's Yonkers, Bronx, Long Island. It's all the same shit to me. Okay? But that's why I like listening, but I do like listening to people who are local. So, because I do like to hear the local politics. And Doggy Diamonds did a great job breaking down a lot of the local politics and what goes on. Mogul May says, I'm glad you mentioned that's exactly what happened. And I'm from New York. Yeah. Yeah, Doggy Diamonds did a great job breaking down a lot of the internal beef in politics. And I'm not going to cover what he covered because I want y'all to listen to his show because he did a masterful job really breaking down. Now I'll look for it later. If somebody in my chat could, one of my moms can post a Doggy Diamonds as a channel in the chat, that'll be great. So y'all can go and look at his channel. You say you'd love to hear my breakdown of famous Mills Brothers. Yeah, I could do that, but not on this top. Not right now. Not right now. But I appreciate the super chat. I'll do that. But he was talking about like Doggy Diamonds gave a great intricate breakdown of a lot of the internal fights that was happening within New York in the 90s and the 2000s. And he was talking about, you know, the people not helping one another. And basically, no one really reached back to bring the next generation up. People weren't working together. And if you notice, New York hip-hop, for the most part, is completely dead. For all the Jamaicans and Dominicans that say hip-hop is everybody's culture, Well, now that all the black Americans are gone from New York, well, most of black Americans gone from New York, where y'all hip hop scene? If it's y'all culture, Fat Joe, where is it? We done moved out. Appreciate you, Mods, for putting up Doggy Diamond's TV, his chat. The radio stations ain't shit. But the radio stations ain't shit nowhere. The radio stations ain't here either. But the radio did stop supporting New York rappers. And I want to take this as a caution to hip hop around the country. You gotta be the OGs have to reach back to the next generation. It's the only way an art form can continue to exist is when the OGs cultivates the next generation in the image and likeness. But if you notice, all the bullshit came around the same time. I told y'all, the bullshit ass artists, all you could point back to post Biggie and Tupac dying. Post 96, 97, mostly, there are exceptions. There are exceptions. But the majority of artists that came late 90s on were second tier artists, not the most talented. I never thought Dipset was the most talented. Jim Jones said he didn't even fucking rap growing up. How the hell did he get a deal? All the people that have been rapping forever couldn't get re-signed. Those second tier artists that were never the real deal, even back in 98, even back in 2001, they are the main ones carrying the bullshit now. All this internal fighting and beefing, these is all post late 90s signees. Even over here on the West Coast, the game. You said Somalians got a country behind them. You right about that? The OGs are too busy being gossiping sissies. That was the problem. That is the problem. The New York OGs are gossiping sissies, not pure artists. I said it. Y'all acting like women. And I'm saying it. Now, I don't know your sexuality. I'm saying it based on how you acting. All the fighting, gray beards, and internet gossiping. That's some bullshit. Yeah, Nas is still carrying New York hip hop, and he shouldn't be. Why should somebody, you right about Nas is carrying it, but Nas has been in the game over 30 years. Should nobody that been in the game got that goddamn long still be carrying the city? He should have 3 or 4 generations behind him. New York hip hop killed itself, and we got to look at this. I want to contrast that. Here in LA, there was a concert at the Nickerson Gardens yesterday, and you had Dr. Dre, Snoop, along with Kendrick and SZA. The OGs have always here in LA reached back in some way, shape, or form and pulled up the next generation. That's why our music has gone beyond just hip hop. Dr. Dre pulled up Anderson .Paak, R&B. Dr. Dre pulled up Kamasi Washington. I'm sorry, and Snoop pulled up Kamasi Washington, jazz. Terrace Martin, jazz. Thundercat, fusion acid funk jazz. I mean, these guys got pulled up through hip hop. And one thing that's keeping the LA music scene thriving beyond hip hop is the connection to the OGs. Not saying Dre and Snoop are perfect. They're not perfect by any way, by any means. But they fucks with the youngins. They fucks with the youngins. And that's how you get the next generation to thrive. And the same is said in jazz. Let me show y'all the chain of connection in jazz. You can just go through Blue Note Records. Blue Note Records, if you ask me, is the greatest record label in American history. It's the most important label in American history because it's been the main record label signing the artists since the 1930s that push American music forward. And when you look at jazz, jazz has always reached back and gotten the next generation. That's why jazz is still around. It started, when you go back to Bird and Dizzy, bebop, when they would have their competitions, they would have their cutting contests to find out how good you are. I'm going to come up here and embarrass you on this trumpet because if you whittle away and walk away, I'm not going to waste my time with you. But if you come back, although I still whooped your ass on this trumpet, I see you got something, so I'm going to bring you around, put you on my record. You look at somebody like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers was basically a school. And so many great artists come through Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. He'd always bring in young acts to be a part of the Messengers. Miles Davis put Donald Byrd and Herbie Hancock on. I look at Herbie Hancock now. Herbie Hancock like 85, 86. Herbie Hancock did, when I was at the Hollywood Bowl this past summer, the same drummer I showed y'all earlier, Justin Tyson, Herbie Hancock had Terrace Martin and on a sax and Justin Tyson on drums. Herbie keeps these young cats working. The chain of command in black music is for the OGs to show the youngsters how it's done. That's how we've always passed down our music. In New York, since y'all want special attention for creative hip hop, y'all get special attention for fucking it up too. Y'all fucked up the chain of command. Same thing in R&B. Before Luther Vandross became Luther Vandross, he was singing backup to the OGs. Whitney Houston would always reach back. Whitney Houston reached back for Brandy. Whitney Houston reached back for Monica. Whitney Houston was always out there supporting the young singers coming up. Y'all fucked up the chain of command, New York. I care about the music, not a city. And I would love to have, because man, like, music is in a good place. When New York hip hop is on point, music is in a great place. When New York music, period, is on point. New York funk, New York jazz, New York hip hop. New York is very vital because it's such a major media market and such a multicultural, multi-destination type city. Music overall, across genres, is in better shape when New York is in good shape. New York gave us Luther Vandross. Y'all gave us Marcus Miller. Y'all gave us BT Express. Y'all gave us D-Train. Y'all gave us a lot of good fucking music. But them bullshit ass petty borough fights is fucking it up. Felix Speaks said Eazy-E was putting NWA back together before he passed. Real talk, Felix Speaks. Real talk. Appreciate the super chat. Jersey checking in. Yeah, that little ass eye. Salute to Doggy Diamonds. Yeah, salute to Doggy Diamonds. I appreciated this broadcast breaking it down because he's a New Yorker. I want to hear him talk about New York, not some implant. I want that nigga to talk about New York. I need some more podcasts like that. I like my pre-Olympic Atlanta podcast. Salute to Beehive. I like listening to people out of Atlanta that was there pre-96 Olympics. But we need New York to be on point, not to be talking about what it did 50 years ago. We need to know what you did 5 months ago. We need to know what you're producing. What record did you release last Friday? Y'all fucked up the chain of command. And that's why we got Tekashi 6ix9ine and Cardi B coming out that motherfucker. Because of y'all petty little bullshit ass fights. Music suffers. And we gotta sit back and listen to y'all talk about what y'all did 30 years ago. Man, fuck 30 years ago. What did y'all do in 2025? Salute to Nas. That's why I like one of my favorite groups of all time is Tribe Called Quest. I gotta salute Q-Tip. Because when you hear everybody hear from if you hear from about Q-Tip, like within music, you always hear about Q-Tip reaching out to somebody. You always hear about Q-Tip collaborating. You always see Q-Tip collaborating with folks. Q-Tip and Dilla. I love Q-Tip. Q-Tip is a shot. But Q-Tip and Tribe, Ali Shaheed Muhammad. Hip-hop don't even give enough credit to Ali Shaheed Muhammad. Ali Shaheed Muhammad was one of the greatest producers in music, period. Ali Shaheed Muhammad we got Tribe, we got Lucy Pearl, and we got the Jazz is Dead series he's been doing with Adrian Young. Man, I'm not so all New York ain't bad. But again, these are also pre-mid 90s niggas too that I'm talking about. Q-Tip, Ali Shaheed, this is also pre-96 artists. Somebody said New York style. Nobody copy no New York swag. You come to LA saying, come on, son, we gonna laugh at your ass because that shit sound corny to us. What the fuck is you talking about? Must be some goddamn Pan-African nigga right there. New York style is popular in New York. Y'all chill. If y'all style was so goddamn strong, why did y'all pick up being Crips and Bloods from LA? Why did y'all pick up drill music from Chicago? And why is you niggas all now living in Atlanta? Shut up, nigga. Going back to what I was talking about. Q-Tip. Back to what I was talking about. When it comes to that New York shit, all these niggas want to talk about what was happening in the 90s. We in a whole new goddamn century. Y'all fucked up the chain of command. The OGs are supposed to be in the studio helping the youngins out, keeping the music alive, showing them about their contracts, showing them how they can manipulate their budgets to make the quality of the music better. But instead, y'all want to be on podcasts, gossiping about each other like a bunch of grown-ass sissies. I love music more than I love any of you niggas. Appreciate the Cash App, Courtney G. Roslyn, I appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated. And I'm glad I just got a message from my comedians for tomorrow. And come on out to the Hidden History Museum y'all know the Hidden History Museum. We got our stand-up comedy show tomorrow. I'm going to be hosting Cracking Jokes. I got the homie K-Dot coming out. Antoine Young. Kanisha Buss. Buddy Lewis. And Faison Love tomorrow night at the Hidden History Museum. Doors open at 7. Comedy starts at about 8. So I need y'all to get on to the Hidden History Museum. Food is got food, got drinks. Go on and get your tickets right now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. And also go to patreon.com/DeJuanB. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some readings. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will have a Q&A and a review of the first 5 classes that we've done in my History of R&B course. Join that right now. Join that right now. So back to what we're talking about. This is why hip-hop is dying. Like, New York is too busy talking about what it did and lying about Kool Herc and all this shit. They too busy lying about 1973 to do anything about what's going on in music now. I personally prefer a stronger New York when it comes to music. I prefer that. But we only gonna get a stronger New York if the New York OGs stop bickering like little boys, grow up, be some men, and being a man isn't tied to wearing a suit. Let's just change clothes and vote. The nigga Jay-Z made a whole album about wearing suits to be a grown man while he was undermining New York. The way he did LL Cool J at Def Jam. Jay-Z, you backstabbing motherfucker, allegedly. Way you did DMX, the way you did LL Cool J, the way you undermine so many artists. See, a lot of these artists, they got a reason they mad at Jay-Z. They're not mad at Jay-Z just because he's a billionaire. They mad at Jay-Z because of a lot of the underhanded bullshit he did on his way up. Instead of you cultivating the next generation, you wanted to sit around and capitalize off the next generation. And then when they were done, you throw them niggas off to the side. That's the problem. It's a cultural issue in New York right now, musically. To the point to where now here, one thing I do got to say thank New York for, a lot of New York jazz musicians are moving to LA. A lot of New York musicians moved to LA because the LA music scene is thriving right now, both in Leimert Park and on Sunset. People like Keon Harold, Theo Crocker, these cats left New York and they now live in LA to play the jazz. You dig? So thank you. Our live music scene is cracking right now because here in LA, there's an ecosystem for music. And you can go on the road from LA. You'll get picked up by an artist from out here. You'll get shown the ropes out here if being in the right spots. Salute to my guy Mike Terrell from Philly. I told you I'll be out on the music scene regularly here in LA. I went by the Sunrose room last night too. The windshield is minstrel. And I saw my man Mike Terrell. He's from Philly. That brother can sing his motherfucking ass off.
Let's go.
That band was nice too. See, that's the LA, we've provided an ecosystem for musicians. And even though we're going through major gentrification, getting kicked out of our side of town, the musicians here still get to have an ecosystem. They still, we make out-of-towners feel welcome here. We make out-of-towners feel welcome because it's about the music, not about where you from. This is another young. I played this the other day.
It's fairly well.
This is the murder part.
Well, my old lover, I never expect to see you again.
I forgot this brother's name, but he was soulful.
For I'm bound to ride that northern railroad.
But I saw him last night at Robert Glasper's show at Blue Note. You know what I mean? And that's the only way music is going to win. Do you care about music or your shitty borough? What's more important? You dig? Who's this crackhead in my chat? Talking about something he ain't FBA. How the fuck you know somebody FBA or not, huh? Is you FBA? Do you got a golden retriever sitting on top of your head, ma'am? Or sir? I don't know what the fuck that is. Where can you see my live music on a Wednesday night? Sometime check the Peppermint Lounge. The best, that was Tuesday night in LA on Degnan. Christmas time, everything about to get shut down. But Tuesday night on Degnan, that's poetry in one spot, live music on the next spot. You just got to check around. You got to follow them people. Follow this group called Cat. If you're in LA, follow this group called Catalyst. Catalyst is a local jazz band out of Inglewood, and they be playing all around. Follow them. Follow Tatiana Tate and the Soulful Horns. Follow her Instagram. It's just you got to be in the mix. Once you find one live spot, one thing about LA is once you find one live spot, that's how you'll find other live spots. Because it's always changing. It's not really stagnant where you can go here every day of the week and it's going, no, it changes. So what's popping on a Wednesday, on the first Wednesday, some places are maybe popping on the first Wednesday of the month, and then the next week it'll be on a Tuesday. Then the next week it'll be on a Thursday. So you just got to get in the environment. Then you'll start to see. But you can't be always fighting and talking about my borough versus your borough. Or you ain't good enough because you from this borough and not that borough. You just got to get together and create music, man. You just got to love the music. A Greatback Shark is here. Salute Greatback Shark. So that's where we at right now. And that's how we're going to keep music going. Not through creating a podcast. You niggas siphoned out all the talent out of music, didn't pay it forward for the next generation. Now y'all, like what Doggy Diamond said, now y'all trying to do it to the podcast world. Trying to siphon off all the energy of the podcast world. And you ain't going to be laying nobody with no game on how you did it. Just useless. And that took me to this right here. Another reason why hip-hop is dead. Listen to this goofy ass nigga.
I like Dro. I like Young Dro over that shit. Over who? When you cross the bridge, you go under the bridge is over. Man, fuck all that shit, man.
You take who? You take who over there?
I like Dro over Rakim. I like Dro over KRS-One. Throw another name out there if you want to.
Curtis Blow?
Oh,
Cannabis?
Stop it, Curtis Blow.
Cannabis.
Basketball. I don't want to hear that shit.
Cannabis?
That mindset right there from the hip hop crew. How is Rakim in anybody's conversation to be compared to anybody? Hip hop, like I've said before, does not protect its gods, its legends. Rakim, LL Cool J, Too Short, These are people who should be untouchable. Ice Cube, you don't compare these people who laid the foundation down with anybody. Hip hop has not selected infallible gods yet, like the jazz guys have. You can't compare no group to Earth, Wind, and Fire. You can't compare no trumpet player to Miles Davis. You can't compare a guitarist to Eddie Hazel. Certain people, you gotta just let when people create some wrinkles in time in music, when people create, you can't compare nobody to the RZA and what he did with Wu-Tang. You let certain people, when they did some shit that's just so cornerstone-ish and foundation, you let that foundation stand strong. You don't, because what happens is when you always cutting at the cornerstones and the foundation of your sound, you're cutting down the integrity of your sound and your culture. You got to have respect for certain people who've done these monumental things to pay the sound forward to where we've gotten. And if you don't have no respect for them, people ain't gonna have no respect for you. I know I sure in the hell don't respect how a lot of this hip hop shit because of that. Y'all niggas don't show no goddamn respect. So if you don't show respect, you don't get respect. You don't show respect, you don't get respect. Right? Rakim is in his own class. Right. And we gotta stop shit like this too. DJ Biggs, let's not do this. He said Luther Vandross talent came from his southern musical parent, not from New York, even though he was born and raised in New York. Stop that. Hey, Southerners, y'all don't get to take credit for everything. If you was that popping, all the shit would have got popping in the South. That's another thing. It's not just New York. People that's not from the South got to hear shit like this all the time. No disrespect to you, DJ Biggs, but that was a disrespectful comment. No. Luther Vandross' soul comes from New York. That's where he was born. That's where he was raised. Music is a sonic interpretation of your environment, not your roots over here. If Luther Vandross was from the South, his sound would be completely different because his environment was different. Not saying it to be better or worse, but what we got out of Luther Vandross wouldn't have been it. Luther Vandross' sound was New York. Marcus Miller, his producer, is from New York. Nat Adderley, his conductor, lived in New York. It was people he met and was around in New York. New York gets the credit for Luther Vandross, not his Southern parents. Because the whole thing is this: y'all gotta get off all that bullshit, man. All that shit is weak as fuck. The common bond is Black America. And when it comes to the best of Black American music, the best Black American music comes from when a Black person from Chicago gets with a bass player from Memphis and a guitar player from Philadelphia and a key player from Los Angeles and a producer from Dallas and an arranger from Minnesota. It's when we come together as Black Americans is when the best music is produced. Stop trying, you niggas from the South, stop that, man. Stop that. Oh, they from the South. No, nigga, they was raised in LA. They was raised in New York. Give where they was raised credit. Cause y'all, I never see the credit go in reverse. I never see the credit go in reverse. When was the last time the South gave credit to Too Short? Too Short came to Atlanta before Outkast got popping. Too Short was a multi-platinum selling hip-hop artist that came to Atlanta. He really put a battery in Jazzy Faye's back, young Jazzy Faye. Young, Lil Jon, Too Short was behind a lot of that. He brought that Oakland mentality is what what's his name? Master P learned and took back to New Orleans. A lot of Cali culture went to Atlanta through Too Short. We don't ever be like, oh, that's the Cali. No, Atlanta, y'all got it. Shit. Fuck. We got our own shit. The fuck we need to be like, oh yeah, that's the Cali shit. Ain't got time for that little bullshit like that. Stop it. Stop. Yeah, our FBA culture music is like a wonderful gumbo. Real talk, my address. Real talk. Quincy Jones is from Chicago by way of Seattle. Y'all there be like, real talk, Devin, she said Quincy Jones from Chicago, right. And he was raised in Seattle. Y'all don't see, oh, but he's still from the South. No, nigga, he's from Chicago. And Chicago is what cultivated his sound. I'll be seeing that shit with like with people like Barry White. People like, well, Barry White was born in Galveston. Well, if he stayed his ass in Galveston, first off, you probably would have never heard him. Second off, if you did, he would have had a completely different sound. He would have had a completely different sound. It was him moving to LA and being raised in LA from the age of 4 on and going up in this LA sonic, culturally rich environment. Because LA is a very musically rich town. We don't get the credit for it. You know what I mean? From the Mizell brothers to Rolls Royce to Barry White to Roy Ayers, we have a particular distinct sound here. And our environment, because of the sun, because of the car culture, it produces a particular sound. And those raised in this environment come out and thrive in that sound. If that person lived where they stayed in Alabama, if their parents stayed in Alabama and they never came to LA, they still would have been musicians, but their sound would have been shaped by the environment of Alabama, which means the chords would have been different, the tempos would have been different, the flavor would have been different. The common bond is Black American music, no matter where the fuck you are in this country. Appreciate the super chat. Alonda, I think this Alonda says, hip hop protects some legends. Case in point, Lil Wayne. Everyone loves Lil Wayne. I don't know if I can call Lil Wayne. I'm talking about Lil Wayne is later on. And nah. Lil Wayne got a lot of work this past year when he thought he belonged in the Super Bowl. We talking about the ones that laid the foundations. But I appreciate the super chat. That's real talk, DJ Biggs, that you not from New York nonsense is Anchor Baby Babble. That's true. What's up, Lou Starworth? We got to know us as Black Americans, we have a common culture of music that expresses itself slightly differently depending on the city and side of the country you're on. But the common bond is we're all going to have a 2-4. We all know to clap on 2 and 4. You notice other cultures, when they come to America, they be they be all off beat and shit because they culture have a different beat. We got a distinct 2-4 back beat. We have a multiple distinct genres. We have our own distinct sound that if it's played in Tennessee, it sounds like this. If it's played in Minnesota, it sounds like that. But it's the same language. No different than dialects. We all speak English. But every part of the country you're in, how you speak depends on how you were raised, right? We know this. We know this is true when it comes to language. Where you were raised is going to dictate your accent. It's going to dictate your accent. It's going to dictate you know, do you speak slow? Do you speak fast? Do you it's no different than music. With music is going to change where you were raised, where you are. It's going to change the accent and your presentation. The same way your presentation on how you dress and how you talk and how you walk is affected by the city you were raised in. Your music is going to have the same effect. No, I did not see the High Horse documentary. I will though. Danny Michael. Welcome to the chat, brother. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cover Slide Singing Wiki. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm confessing a feeling. I love you, baby. I love you. Are Brandy in the house? Salute to Brandy Kane. I was in Lamar Park the other night, Brandy. I should have hit you up. Brandy. I'm gonna be back in Lamar Park in January when the music night starts back at Soul Folks. Jeffrey Anthony, I appreciate the Cash App. I'm gonna read off these Cash Apps. I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Unique Organic Hair. Appreciate that. Wakila Shabazz. I appreciate the Cash App. Yeah. Isaac Perkins. Appreciate the Cash App. Roslyn. I appreciate the Cash App. Markham Smith. I appreciate the Cash App. Jeffrey Anthony says, Merry Christmas, brother. I appreciate a Christmas present. And if y'all wanted to give a brother a Christmas present, donate to the Cash App. You dig? You don't have to, but I appreciate it if you do. And if you don't, I still love you too. I appreciate all y'all as we get here to the end of the year. I will do some reading shows here on YouTube, but tomorrow is going to be exclusively for the Patreons, my Patreon supporters. So y'all going to get some readings too for the rest of the year. Tomorrow on Patreon, 10 a.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. Those of you in my Music University tier and higher, we are going to review the first 5 weeks. We're going to review the first 5 weeks and then answer your questions and everything on the music history. You say you need me on an American Music Speaking Tour? I appreciate that, Great Black Shark. I would love to do it, but that requires money. One thing I'm not gonna do. I learned from the elders. I ain't about to be traveling this country and be left out the way the Pan-African niggas left Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark and all of them, having them travel around the country and schlep around a place to barely make ends meet. No, sir. I'm not living that life. But yeah, I will. And that's why I have a foundation too. You can donate to my foundation. Y'all can always donate to my foundation. Here, you can donate, because this is what my foundation is really what helps me keep going. When it comes to music, a lot of my documentaries that I'm putting together and stuff like that, we're gonna get funding through our foundation to get this done. So go to my Black American Music Family Tree Foundation. I'm out in these streets, and you could donate. You could donate through PayPal. You could donate through Stripe. You could put yourself on a monthly donation, or give once. You could do it all at bamfamilytree.org. 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 You dig? Yes, Class 4 is up on Patreon. If you don't have it, if you don't have Class 4 up on Patreon, inbox me. It should be up there. Right about that, C. Diggs. No more poor righteous teachers. Pay up. Goddamn right about that. But the first 5 classes are up on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you should see 5 classes. Patreon. If you don't see 5 classes up there, something wrong. So just hit me, inbox me on Patreon. The first 5 classes are up on Patreon, okay? And we're gonna do a review on Sunday. All right. But yeah, we gotta keep our music culture going. And yes, I use New York as an example, but New York can fix itself if they stop all this petty bullshit ass fighting. And I want those of you in Atlanta, those of you here in LA, those of you in Chicago, Philadelphia, and all the music scenes, stop fighting and start collabing. Work together. Musicians are work together. When you see a young musician coming up, bring them under your wing and show them the ropes. Don't hate on them. Don't do the Drake shit. Don't do the Jay-Z shit and bring them around to siphon off all their talent and then kick them off to the side. No. Cultivate their talent. Develop their talent. Tell them where they went wrong. If you in your 40s and you see a young cat coming up in his 20s, you got to take care of him or her. You in your 50s and you see somebody really got an ear for music and they in their late teens, 20s, you got to take care of them. You can't violate them. You got to take care of them. Learn from the jazz cats. Have a conversation. I ain't saying you got to put them on and make their career. No, I ain't saying that either. What I'm saying is if you're going to interact with them, give them some game. At least give them something that you fucked up on and be like, hey, do this right. Hey, go to this person. They're going to help you be a better rapper. Go to that person. Go to that school. They're going to help you become a better composer. Go to this. Work with this producer. He on the way up. You a young rapper? Oh, I like the little young producer. You know this producer over here? And maybe y'all two need to link up. Be an OG, not an old YN. Don't let these old New York podcast niggas be the example. They're the ones that fucked it up anyway. Don't let them be the example. Star Child said, I don't see it happening. These OGs are pretty immature and love being messy. I know. I'm trying to be optimistic though. God damn. Look, y'all. I'm being optimistic, people. This is what I want. I'm being optimistic, you know? Yeah, it don't look good.
The blackness.
I'm trying to be optimistic, you know? I'm trying to be optimistic, man. But I'm being optimistic because I do see this chain of command working in other cities and in other genres. Hey, Pat, this is a good comment, but let me fix your comment a little bit, Pat, 2125. The industry didn't corrupt them. The industry knew that they were corrupt when they hired them to begin with. All right, brother? The industry knew that they were bringing in bullshit from day one. When in the 2000s, when they decided who to promote, who to give the most access to, who to put on the radio most. They knew about that 50 Cent Ja Rule beef. They knew Murder Inc. and 50. When they decided to put money behind Murder Inc., Murder Inc. wasn't nothing special talent-wise. Go back and listen to Murder Inc.'s music. All they did was take other songs and flip them. That's all Murder Inc. did, was take other songs and flip it. They didn't bring shit new. The industry chose that's second tier work. There are other people out there in New York that was bringing some new, original, hot shit. They didn't get the deal because their heads was on straight. These niggas knew 50, all these people had these beasts. Let's put the money behind these fools. That's what happened. White folks know they niggas. Let's give these fools the money. Let's give 50 Cent the access. Because he's going to create a whole bunch of movies and TV shows about bullshit. They knew he was petty. Man gets shot 9 times. What else is he going to be other than petty? The well was poisoned by who they chose to throw in the motherfucker. Yeah, and the real artists had to go get pushed off to the side. The industry ignored Bilal in the early 2000s. Greatest of a singer as he is. They ignored Shock G. Shock G to me is a legendary rapper. They didn't give Shock G the level of access. Shock G, Humpty, that whole Humpty Shock G character, Digital Underground Band, you mean to tell me they didn't have more music in them? They knew not to give Shock G no control of the mic. Tupac wasn't on that gangster shit when he was with Shock G. Think about that. Tupac was making music that helped the community and pushed things forward when he was with Shock G. We're not going to give this man no power. We're not going to give the Roots power. They ain't stupid. You dig? They knew Puffy wasn't shit. They knew he was an untalented, arrogant little prick that would do anything to get to the top. We can use this nigga. They knew Jay-Z wasn't shit. They knew Jay-Z was thirsty to get put on because he'd been around since the late 80s and wasn't nothing working for him. 89, nobody paying attention to Jay-Z. 90, nobody paying attention to Jay-Z. Jay-Z's with Big Daddy Kane. 91, nobody's paying attention to Jay-Z. 92, nobody's paying attention to Jay-Z. 93, Nas gets put on. Still, nobody's paying attention to Jay-Z. 95, nobody's paying attention to Jay-Z. Oh, Jay-Z just drops Reasonable Doubt. Nobody gives a fuck because Biggie, Tupac, and the real rappers are still alive. And then when all the people stop getting signed and they stop bringing that talent, all right, now we can bring it. Jay-Z, let's put this nigga on. We know he got to. We know this nigga bitter. As long as he been around and he didn't get a chance, we already know him. Oh, and he's willing. Leo Cohen gave him the test. Leo Cohen, hey, man, Dame Dash, Dame Dash really ain't the reason why you got on. Leo Cohen was like, you can do better than this nigga. Biggs just a motherfucker with the money. I got more money than Biggs. Dame Dash, yeah, he promoted you, man, helped you fix your teeth and made you look good and put you on out there, but we got more money than Dame Dash. You know what I mean? Just put these niggas off to the side and you be all right. And he's like, holla, and he did it. And they were like, oh, we can use this fool. Jay-Z, we need you to come help gentrify Brooklyn. I mean, get this Barclays Center up in here. Come on over here, nigga. Jay-Z he was getting passed over so much, you think he giving up his title? Hell no. They know what niggas to put their money behind. Meanwhile, if you ask me, Robert Glasper should be one of the most famous musicians in the world right now because of how awesome and amazing he is at his instrument and at producing music. Layla Hathaway, her run should have been. It's good to see Layla Hathaway still doing it musically, and she's done. Layla Hathaway just released an album last year called Vanta Black. That shit is fucking dope. In June 2024, Layla Hathaway still putting out great music. She did a song with Michael McDonald. Man, that song is so beautiful. Do she get attention? No. Why? Because all of the microphones are pointed to these idiot ass rappers that ain't saying shit. I mean, but it's all right though because we have a renaissance coming into music. We have a renaissance that's happening right now in music. We have a renaissance that's happening right now in music. And it's taking all this shit out. You know? Again, if you're looking for some modern jazz, I always say just look up. If you want to know what jazz acts to follow, because jazz is in a so different place than it was even 10 years ago. Like, I am extremely loving where jazz is right now because it's continuing to move forward. It's not a set-in sound. Kamasi Washington changed the temperature 10 years ago when he dropped his 3-album set compilation. And since then, jazz has been flowing like water, man. Christian Scott, you know what I mean? Keon Harold and all his people, man. Jazz is Isaiah Sharkey, Derek Hodge. It's in a place right now. Chris Dave. You got Joseph Lindbergh. I got my man Joseph Lindbergh gave me his CD. Salute to Joseph. This album is fucking amazing. I love this album because it got songs that's like 10 minutes long. I like a good long song that can expand, you know, my focus. This is an amazing album. Little Church, Mystic Journey, album stuff of the Beloved. This album by Joseph Lindbergh. Download it right now on Spotify and buy a CD. Buy an album. When you see these artists, buy a record. Buy a record from them. Appreciate that, Lisa. Yeah, Layla Hathaway, she's a music goddess. Like, come on now. Like, I heard those extreme lows, those low registers that she can hit. My God. Layla Hathaway is amazing. Lettucey's amazing, man. It's a lot of great music out there. But hip hop dying and all that stuff, this is a good thing. The reason why it's a good thing was because what's happening, the areas of hip hop that are dying are the area that's dying because the people that probably shouldn't have been let in the house to begin with didn't pass down the information, so it's dying. And in the areas where people are passing down the information, is living and is thriving. And delineation works. It's working and it's going to continue to work. All right? Join the Patreon. Appreciate y'all for listening. We out.